Hey, what's up? In this video, we're going to break down the theory behind the F major chord. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out where this chord comes from, the notes inside of it, what's going on. It's going to be pretty simple. So go ahead and grab your guitar, maybe even a piece of paper and a pencil, and let's do this. Okay, you actually don't need a piece of paper or pencil, but I guess if you want to write it out, it does help with memorization. So before we do this, though, why would we care to know the notes? And there's a couple reasons we would want to know. One, if you want to harmonize with this, let's say you want to play another chord at the same time. Is it going to work? Is it going to clash? What's going on? If you want to harmonize as far as lead guitar goes, the lead guitar has to harmonize with those notes that are being played with the F chord. So you need to know what those notes are. And then also, if you want to get into songwriting and composition and you want to understand how chords flow, you need to understand what's going on under the hood. So with you being here, I know you're not like the typical player who just wants to move their fingers around. You actually want to start to understand music. So kudos to you. But let's just jump into this. It's actually way simple. Okay, so you can see on my whiteboard here is I have the chromatic scale at the very top. The chromatic scale is basically all of the notes in music. All right. And what happens is it goes A, B, C, D, F, G, and then we start over at A. There's only 12 notes. That's just how it's formed over the centuries. We're not going to get into the history. And how it essentially developed was there is a note, a sharp or a flat note in between every single note except for B and C and E and F. So if you're on a piano, those are those two white notes next to each other. All right. The black notes are the enharmonic notes. Same note, they just are written differently. Again, we're not going to get into the theory. Just trust me, this is how it goes. Okay. It's the internet. You can trust anything people say on the internet, right? Okay. So I'm going to put down the formula for the major scale, and it goes like this. All right, there we go. And what happens is this formula, a W equals a whole step, or 2 frets on your guitar, and an H equals a half step, or 1 fret. So if we start on an F note, F, and we do a whole step, boom, boom, the next note of the scale is a G. And yes, we need to go through the scale because then from the scale, we're going to extract out the chord. Next, we have a whole step again, takes us to an A. Boom. Then we have a half step, B flat. Now, you may think, well, why not, if we're here, why not put A sharp? Because when you do the diatonic scales, like the majors and minors, everybody has to get a turn. Everybody gets a trophy. This is how it's done. And it's very, very important you do this. So it cannot be written as A sharp. It must be B flat. There must be some type of B. All right. There are rules for how the language works. No different than English, except this is 100 times easier than English. English language is jacked up. All right. Anyways, whole step after a B flat. 1, 2, whole step. Sometimes I say whole note, but no. Takes us to a C. Whole step after a C takes us to, boom, boom, a D. Whole step after a D, boom, boom, takes us to an E, half step. Yeah. So this scale only has 1 flat. Pretty cool. Now what we need to do is we are going to number these. And when you number the notes of a scale, we call them scale degrees. So if I said, what is the 7th degree of the F major scale? You could say it's an E note. Or if I say, what's the 3rd degree? You'd raise your hand. Pick me. I'm joking with you. All right. Hey, this is simple. Now for the formula, and by the way, this formula, whole, half, is for the same for every single major scale. This is how it's done. Depending on the note you start on, we'll give you we'll extract out of the chromatic scale the notes, okay? And then the formula for a major chord is 1, 3, 5. So 1, 3, 5. The notes for F major is F, A, C. That's it. Very simple. But now let's break down a chord so you can see it in action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here we go. If I went 1, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, here are the notes. F, you can see that okay? F, C, F, A, C, F. If that went a little too fast for you, I have another video where I break down like the fretboard. We're obviously not doing that right now, but this is what it would be, okay? So you can see here that this chord, it's only using FAC. It does not matter how many there are. If you play this, it's going to sound nice and full because it's low on the guitar and we're using a broad range. We're using like low, medium, and high. Now, it also doesn't matter if the F is not in the bass. Okay, so if it's not in the bass, what would happen is if we like boom, boom, got rid of that. Well, this right here would be an F/C. Play an F chord, but put the C note in the bass. That's what's happening. Okay, but you can also see if I go back here, F. Dude, you don't need to play like this is not necessarily F. And I should make a side note on the damn F chord. Everybody struggles with the F chord. It's because this is the bar chord. The F bar chord is the one people start with, and it's the hardest bar chord out of all of them. It makes like 0 sense, okay? So if that's you, well, you're doing it wrong, and yeah, you have no sympathy for me. I've got a video where I break down the F chord. This is a non-issue. I have complete beginners. They learn the damn F chord in like their second week of ever touching a guitar. But I would never show them a bar chord first. And you can see, hopefully, this is what I'm trying to do. Wait, if we only need FAC, well, hell, I could just go like this. Oh, yeah. Easy. Okay. Boom. I actually have another video. I'll have a link in the description where I'll break down a whole bunch of ways to play the F chord. And yes, I rant on this damn subject. I'm so tired of hearing people, the F chord, Dude, F chord is a non-issue. Bar chord's non-issue. It's just the problem people go about it all the wrong way and they skip a bunch of steps. That's like instead of going to first grade for your F chord, you're like trying to start in 7th grade. It's not your fault if that's you struggling because most guitar teachers teach it that way. And then the F chord, it just takes a lot of practice. No. I mean, you have to practice your damn guitar, but you get it. Anyways, into my rant. So there we go. What we did was we went over the chromatic scale. We extracted out of the chromatic scale the F major scale using the formula for the major scale. And then from that, we extracted the F major chord using the formula for using chord formula 1, 3, 5. And then there we go. Doesn't matter how you play this, where you play it. If you play notes FAC, you're playing F major, okay? So I hope this helps. And by the way, let me pull this up real quick. So I have a link on my website where I go over all sorts of ways to play the chord, and then I break down the theory if you want to read it, like all sorts of good stuff. So this way, if you need a little bit extra help or you just want to read it as we go along, you can do that. And then also, if you're wanting more ways to play the F major, if you've been doing the bar chord stuff and you're struggling, do the other ways first. I'll break all that down in another video, and that's it. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. I hope this helps, and we'll see you in a future video.